Alright, everything should be getting set to stream. I'm just waiting for it to show up, just in case it's going on right now. Just checking. Yes, okay, it seems like we're good. Let me just make sure that I can hear everything. Let me know if you guys can hear me if you're there. I'm trying out something new with adding a little bit of music. So, just trying to see if I could hear myself. I can't hear it. It says that you can hear me, but I'm gonna just check real quick because I don't like the fact that I can't hear myself on the computer or on my phone. Shush. What is this? Get out of here. Okay, let's see. It's a little bit low. I don't know. Oh, maybe because I have it low. It's a little bit low. I don't know. Oh, maybe because I have it low. You guys can't really hear the music. I'm just gonna pump it up. Low. I don't know. Oh, maybe because I have it low. You guys can't really hear the music. I'm just gonna pump it up. Low. I don't know. Oh, maybe because I have it low. Okay, that's not bad. Why am I hearing double though? Where do I have it double? I feel like I'm hearing double. Why am I hearing double? What the hell? Okay, that's not bad. Why am I hearing double? I'm stupid. It's because it's picking up my desktop audio. Okay. I figured it out. We're good now. We're good. Sorry, y'all. I just had to really figure out what the heck was happening because I was super confused. It was like showing up double for a moment, and I wanted to make sure because I put a little bit of music, put a little bit of nice spicy music in there. It's not really spicy. It's pretty chill. Just wanted a little something extra for you guys to have to listen to while I have my little quiet moments. Let me know if you can hear me well. I did alter the settings a little bit, so just please let me know. Hopefully everything is working. Everything looks to be working well on my side, so I think we can get right into this video. So, I'm gonna chew first. So, what are we doing today? If you can't tell by the title, we are going to be reacting to the fit men versus fit women in Jubilee. I think it's a pretty good video to talk about a few things that I've wanted to talk about, but haven't really found a way to bring it up on the channel. I really like fitness. I try to be a fit person. Am I doing it? I don't know. I don't think I'm there, but I'm working towards being a fitter person. I don't have a lot of time in my day-to-day because I am a student, so usually it's very hard for me, but I like to think that I try my best. Do I? Sometimes yes, sometimes no, but that's apart from that fact. So we're going to be watching this video, which is, I don't know when it was posted. It's not super old. It's fit men versus fit women, and as a woman, I feel like it's really important to talk about the distinctions like between the cultures in the gym, and I think this is a great video that really does that, to be honest. I feel like it definitely touches on some things that I've wanted to say. I've been a little bit afraid to say to people, just because I feel like if you say these things, it sounds like you're like generalizing, but as you'll see in a lot of this portion, we're really not trying to generalize. The main thing is that there's a spectrum of people, so you see these things that you're like, why are you doing this? Or like, oh, that's very good that you're doing this. And then it's like hard to be like, yeah, okay, you have this kind of people, and you're like, I don't necessarily think these kind of people are really going to the gym for the right reasons, even though there's not necessarily a right reason, but we'll get into it. I don't want to spoil anything if you haven't watched it. We're going to be watching it now. I got it up here, and let me know if you can hear everything. I think the music is fine. Let me know if it kind of gets in the way. I can stop that. If I look down, I'm looking at my chat just because it's kind of hard to have everything on my one monitor. I have a very small monitor, it's not that big. So I literally have everything. I have YouTube Studio open, OBS, this thing, and I can't have the chat open as well. Anyways, before we get started, I'm almost at 50 subscribers. I would love and appreciate if you would subscribe, leave a comment, whatever. Leave your thoughts about what we're going to talk about. I will be further asking questions about your opinions. So definitely feel free to do that, and just let's get into it and enjoy the show. And we've just passed the 5-minute mark, so I can curse. Beautiful.
Obese women or thick girls or any type of girl is gonna do fine.
A fat man that has bank is gonna do way better than a thick woman with no bank.
His money makes it
That
attractive.
is called sugar daddy.
Step forward if you agree with the prompt. A gym is a masculine space.
So before anybody goes up, I want to try and answer the question myself. I did watch this video already just because last time I did a stream, I didn't watch the video ahead of time and it was kind of weird. I was kind of reacting on the spot, and a lot of the things I was like, oh, I feel like this wasn't really what I wanted to talk about. So I did watch this ahead of time. I should have gotten something to drink because now my throat is dry. But is the gym a masculine space? Absolutely it is. I 100% believe that it is a masculine space, not because women aren't accepted there. I feel like it's become a more common to see women, but I still feel like when you go, at least this is in commercial gyms, from what I've experienced, and also in gyms that are like university gyms, it's mostly still men, and I've seen that sometimes they will try to help you even though you kind of know what you're doing. You don't really want to talk to anybody. So yeah, I still think it's a masculine space. Is that a bad thing? No, it's not. As long as everyone is still allowed to go in and welcome. Of course, like, it's a masculine space. You're doing, I guess, like, exercising is a masculine trait. I say in air quotes because that's not true. Of course that's not true. Just because it's always been typically seen as a masculine thing. So yeah, I do think generally. Oh my god, I really need water. I just ate a Japanese peanut and my throat is drying up. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I do think generally it is a masculine space. I don't know how to put it into words. You just go in there and that's the vibe. You see a lot of men, you see a lot of strong men, and they're exuding that thing. I'm a woman, I don't exude that. So, or some women do, but not generally.
Do any of you feel uncomfortable going to the gym, or how are you kind of adapted to it now? Is it kind of more common?
Yeah, that's a good one. I definitely for the first 6 months of me working out, and keep in mind, like, I've only been working out for 2.5 years, so this really wasn't like that long ago. I would only work out in my basement. I was really missing out on some gains because I was too scared to go to the gym, just because I wanted to weightlift and I felt like I would look just like I didn't know what I was doing.
Right. Yeah.
Just because I was a small woman as well. Like, once you're a bigger woman, it's obviously easier because people can at least tell you've been doing this for a while. I signed up for the gym, tried to go into the weightlifting section, and ended up literally crying, calling my brother and being like, can you come work out next to me, like, so that I don't feel out of place. And now it's at a point where I still feel the need to, like, keep a strong face, like, kind of assert myself, and almost like act like I know what I'm doing. Even though I do know what I'm doing, I feel the need to, like, act like it so that like I feel like I belong.
Do you feel like you're being judged?
So I definitely feel what she's talking about. It's not even that you're not welcome in there. It's more of the fact that you feel just there's a vibe that you just don't fit in. And I didn't used to like going to the gym. Don't go to the gym anymore. I have my own workout stuff at home. That's more of a time thing just because I'm so limited on time and gas money that I just decided, let me just get a bench and a squat rack thing and I have it outside and just do it there. And I have my cardio machine. I have literally everything I need for my goals in the moment, which is powerlifting. So like for me, I have all of my things, but when I started, I just had a bench and dumbbells, and I used to go to LA Fitness. I really like LA Fitness. It was a bit expensive for me at the time, but it definitely had everything I needed, and I would go with my boyfriend. I would never go alone, not because I was scared. I was kind of scared. I was also a lot younger. So yeah, to some extent, I was a little bit scared of people at that time. But to the same extent, I was more scared of looking stupid. Which I feel like that's not just a man thing, like men are gonna think I'm stupid. I feel like that's just a human thing. Like I just don't want to look dumb in front of other people. I feel like that's a pretty natural response to being in a new place. Like even if like you could be the smartest person in a room, but if you go to a new school, you might like not want to look dumb. So I definitely feel that. I don't think that's pertaining to the masculine space. I feel like that's just a new person thing. But I definitely agree that you do feel a little bit out of place at first.
Are people like dudes staring at you? Do you have any of that kind of issue at the gym?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
What I would say is, obviously, there's definitely some men who would make me feel judged just with stares and whatnot, but I would say what makes women feel more judged is men going out of their way to sort of like insert themselves like unprompted and be like, hey yo, like let me show you how to do that. And it's like, did I say I didn't know how to do that? And that's like sort of where it's like, okay, well, I feel judged because I feel like you're just assuming I don't know how to do what I've been doing for like 2.5 years.
Yeah, so when you don't look like you work out, which I don't know how to pronounce her name, Sienna, I don't know, I'm so sorry. When this girl, like, you look at her and she looks like a normal girl. Like, she doesn't look super bulked out, which is fine. She looks like, if she flexes, she looks very fit, and she talks about it later that she's kind of been recovering from an injury. So she doesn't look as strong as she normally would. But when you don't look like you work out, but you've been working out for a while and you know the movements, you know how you're comfortable, what form, and everybody has a slightly different form that they like, I could definitely see why people would go up and be like, yeah, you know, like, I'm, like, do you want some help just to be nice? But typically at the gym, it's a very solitary experience. People don't like being bothered at the gym, for the most part. Like, typically, I don't like being bothered at the gym. My boyfriend doesn't like being bothered at the gym. Everybody I've met usually likes to do their set, put in their headphones, and just do it. Like, of course, there are people that like to go with other people to hype each other up, but even then, they don't want, like, outside input. Like, typically, you just want to do your thing and be done with it. At least for me, that's my experience with people. And then there's those people that they're a little bit older, so they feel like kind of a need to show the newbies what to do. So I feel like it's those people that are like, I know what I'm doing, and I feel like you could hurt yourself, because also the gym is a dangerous place. Just you're doing dangerous actions. So definitely, I can see where she's coming from. Like, you can feel undermined because you've been doing this for so long, but just because you've been doing it for so long doesn't mean that you're doing it right. So maybe there's like a different thing. So I like to think about it like, when I would go rock climbing, I was pretty okay at it. I could climb a 5'10" A/B, which is very intermediate beginner-ish, but not super beginner. Like, I knew what I was doing, but I was still building up my technique. Right? I would have people come up to me randomly and just say, like, hey, do you want to see how I do it? Do you want to see my beta? Do you want to see, like, maybe I could help you figure out which route you need to go up, like, or like which technique you need to, like, do things. And it's always good to have a second perspective. It's a little different because it's more of a puzzle type deal where you're trying to figure out, like, the best way to go up without expending as little energy as possible. So it's good to have outside input from people who have already done it. But I feel like it's the same thing at the gym when you have so many different ways of lifting. Just because every body is a little bit different, you have different techniques for everything. So some person in a bench press is not going to arch as much as another person, or they might hold the bar at a different length. I definitely feel like people are just they're not trying to undermine what you know. It's more that they're just trying to make sure that their knowledge that they feel comfortable with is spread and used by multiple people. They just want to be helpful. I think that's the best way to put it. I think people just want to be helpful.
I do feel like obviously the gym culture, it started with men. That's how this all kind of started with, like, Arnold Schwarzenegger back in the day and getting that going, and then women came into it as well. But I do still feel like it is a male-dominated industry, and women do get judged in the gym, I think, and so that's why I agreed with that.
All right. Can we have the disagreeer step forward?
Oh my god. I hate these ads. They're so stupid. But yeah, so he's basically saying in the beginning it was a very male-oriented space. But over time it's begun to shift towards more women being in the gym. I definitely see where he's coming from. And I kind of agree to some extent. A lot of fitness things were geared more for, like, at-home women. So, like, those DVDs with the jazzercise stuff, that's not very helpful. Or just doesn't really do anything. Like, it was geared towards, like, a lot of exercise and stuff was geared towards that kind of style for women. While lifting heavy, going to the gym, getting more muscle, being more functional was always a very male-oriented thing, just because the tasks were different back then. Like, women didn't have to lift super heavy. They still don't. Nobody really has to lift super heavy, but now it's more like, yeah, you can if you want to.
You guys are a little young, so therefore you're starting with Arnold. I'm going to start with Jane Fonda. Okay, let's go back there. Every generation has their pros and cons to fitness. Yep. Male-dominated versus female. Okay, so in our generation now, I think it's way more acceptable.
Yes,
right.
And
of course. Agree with
I'm going to say it's not even just acceptable, it's just a given
Right.
that women are in the gym now.
Absolutely.
Because it's like, and as far as being judged, when I used to train people, I used to tell them, first of all, nobody's judging you. They're all concerned about themselves. Every single person walking in that gym. I don't care what you look like, you look like, you look like. I'm concerned about what I look like, so therefore every single person in the gym is thinking the same thing, right? So nobody's judging anybody. We're all sort of, you know, when it comes into this here, our own playing space. You know, I don't think there's any judgment there.
Well, I do see women posting on TikTok saying, oh, these dudes are trying to, you know, hit on me or jump in on a set, and then they post on TikTok that they're being judged or being looked at, and
Yeah, and a lot of those times it's an overreaction. Like, those women that post those things, of course there's real incidents that occur. I'm not saying that's not the case. And this is kind of where we get into the gradient scale of people who go to the gym. Of course you have people that are getting hit on and it's uncomfortable and it's not nice, like they're basically like, leave me alone, and they're still getting bothered. And then you have the other side where there's women who are posting these TikToks, you know, like Joey Swole is always like, yeah, like, leave these guys alone. The guys didn't do anything, but they just looked in your general direction for like half a second, and now you're like, oh my god, what the hell is happening? Jesus Christ, whoa. Like, they're giving themselves an aneurysm over a glance that, like, maybe they were just looking to see if you're done with your equipment. It's not even the case that they're looking at you. And a lot of times when people go to the gym, if they are looking at you, it's not a look of judgment. Everybody who goes to the gym, in my experience, has been looking at others in a state of awe. When I look at people, I'm like, damn, they look great. Or damn, I can't believe they're putting in so much work. Like, that's great. I never go and I'm like, oh, what the heck are you doing here? You don't deserve to be here. You're crazy for being here. Like, there's this one guy that used to go to our gym. I didn't know him. I never spoke to him. He had a prosthetic leg. He would come in on a wheelchair and he would freaking go ham. And I was so impressed by that guy. Every time I saw him, I'm like, damn, that's willpower. That's really crazy that he's putting in the effort to be here. I truly don't. I have 2 working legs. I have no excuse. So I don't think that people that go to the gym are going there to judge other people. And I definitely agree with that lady. Like, yeah, I still think it's a masculine space, but that's not a bad thing for it to be, because every person has every person has a blend of masculine and feminine energy. So when you go to a masculine space, you're just presenting that. So like Sienna said, like, she feels like she has to act because maybe she's a more feminine person and bringing out that masculine energy is harder for her. So I definitely think that while it is a masculine space, you do have to exude a certain amount of confidence to be there. Especially because if you're not confident, people are definitely going to think you don't know what you're doing and that you're going to hurt yourself. It's more about, like, people are more worried that you're going to hurt yourself rather than that you look stupid. It's always like, please be careful. You could definitely hurt yourself. I feel like that's the biggest thing why people go up to you. Or maybe they just want to work in a set. Like, maybe the gym is very full.
They're starting to create this culture that they are being, like, gawked at by dudes, and, like, maybe the guy just wants to work in it for.
Guess what?
Not trying to hit on you.
Guess what? If you want to create the butt that you're already growing,
Yeah.
who do you want to look at it?
Right. I get it. And
Thank you. Let's not be too. It's kind of like, if the girl's going to build the butt, why is she building the butt in the first place?
Don't go to
for
the
the
gym.
guys to look at it.
Well, don't go to the gym and make
Yeah, but the
TikTok
guys-
videos about guys looking at you. And
That's the girl's fault.
Well, hold on.
1000%.
There's a totally different culture in the gym now with influencers and
Yeah.
social media. There's a lot of people that are in the gym that are not there really serious about crafting their physique
True.
and getting healthy. They're there to shoot content.
Yes.
Okay, so you have a whole different element. The people that are there to work and train, they're not paying attention to any of that. I could care less how often a guy looks at me. You better look. What you think I'm in here for?
Exactly.
Right, of course. That lets me
Exactly.
know I'm doing what I'm doing, and I feel very
Thank
confident
you.
in the gym. Like, that is my domain. I love playing with the big boys. And so I never feel out of place. I never feel like, oh, like I shouldn't be here, or oh, I'm being judged. No, they're looking at me like, wow, okay, she knows what she's doing.
Yep.
And there's a certain level of respect also that you get when you carry yourself a certain way in the gym. So those girls that you're speaking about, I can guarantee you they're not serious.
This is where I want to bring up that, of course, there's nuances to everything, and I feel like these 2 ladies, they're talking in a lot of generalizations, specifically about, like, the women that go there to like build their butts for other guys to look at. I feel like if you are doing any kind of bodybuilding, it's not for you. Is that a fucked up thing to say? Because, like, the reason that you build your body is because that's your outward appearance. Like, everything you do, the way that you dress, the way that you present yourself is for other people. If nobody else in the world existed, would you still be doing this? And would you still be doing it to the same consistent level as you're doing it in the way that you're doing it? Would you be wearing that clothes that you're wearing? Probably not. You'd probably be naked. You'd probably be chilling. You'd probably have a little bit more flab on your belly because nobody's gonna give a shit about what you look like because there's nobody else there. So why do I say that there's a range? You also have women who don't want that attention at the gym. Maybe they want attention from other people, maybe their significant other, maybe they want to feel better in their body for themselves, but it's still some form of like there is typically a very aesthetic level to going to the gym. Now, when I say that, there's gradients of people, there's this and this and this, there's always exceptions, and this is a huge generalization what I'm saying, but it's okay to look, it's okay to generalize. That's literally what psychology is. Psychology is a generalization of a population. These people, they're bodybuilders. So what are they doing? What is their mindset? Think of it like, what is their mindset? If this was a group of athletes that ran marathons, they're not going to the gym to get looked at because they're just training for a marathon. That is their goal. People go to the gym to achieve their goal. I think that's what it should be. People go to the gym to achieve their goal. Whatever that goal may be, they're all there for their own purpose. Some people have the purpose of looking better. To me, that is one of my purposes. Another purpose is for me to get really, really strong. I want to be very, very strong. I want to have a farm. I got to get that farm girl strength, you know? So I'm also going to be a vet, and I want to work with large animals, so I need to be able to carry at least some weight and do it in a healthy way for my back and my body. So yeah, like I do all of these things for multiple reasons. Is health my main priority? Not really. Not necessarily. It's one of my priorities, but it's mostly aesthetic. I want to look really good for my man, to be honest. Like, that is one of my priorities. Is it my main one? I don't think so. What is my main priority? I feel like it's a blend of all of those. It's not necessarily one or the other, because they all, like, have the same thing. So I haven't really thought, like, do I value this more or this more? If I really think, like, what do I value? I think I value wanting to be fit for when I have my farm and my children. I really want to have that strength to be able to deal with all of those things. And that's, I think, what I value higher than aesthetics and my health. So, but the thing is that they all go hand in hand. So, like, these ladies are saying these girls are going to the gym and they're building their butts for these guys. Of course there are women who are doing that. It's stupid to say that that's not true. And it's stupid to say that that's all women that are going to the gym and building their butts for, you know, for other guys, right? Like, the world is a rainbow and there's colors for everybody. So everybody likes their own thing. So you can't, and that's what these women are doing. But I feel like it gets misconstrued. Just saying these women are doing it for attention. They're talking about a very, very particular type of person. And they're getting caught up in that one type of person because they're the loudest minority. You see them, they're very obvious. When you go to the gym, you know exactly who these women are. You see them set up their tripod, they do one set, they're done with that set, and then they just dip. You know who these people are, and they exist, and it's stupid to say that they don't. And it's stupid to say that they're not doing that shit for attention. Now, you have other women who are going there because they want to get really strong. Whether that be for attention, whether that be for themselves, whether that be for whatever goal that they have in mind, right? Maybe they want to do a powerlifting competition. Maybe they want to do a Spartan race competition, or I don't know, whatever like they want to do, right? So if you have these certain goals, it's okay to have an aesthetic goal and say, I'm building my butt to look good, right? That's a perfectly fine goal, and it's also a great goal to say, I just want to get strong overall so I could live a healthier, more able life. So I can see where these two ladies are coming from, and I could definitely see where it gets misconstrued just because the nuance isn't necessarily there, because they don't have a lot of time, and this is a very like free-flowing conversation. Not everybody is going to go like, you shouldn't have to mention every single time that of course not everybody is like this. Just, it's a given. Like, it's a generalization. They're talking about a specific kind of person. They're not talking about all women when they say this. And I feel like a lot of people misunderstand that when these two ladies started speaking.
Yeah.
Health and fitness trainers or people in the industry like we are.
Yeah.
They're there for their own purpose and reason, and it's not. It's not health and fitness 9 times out of 10. It's to get likes and views on the content they post.
Yeah.
And like you guys said about judging, because it's not.
But yeah, like those fitness people that, like fitness influencers that you see, a lot of times the main time that they go to the gym is just for content, especially if they look like they haven't like built up that muscle. They just look very, very thin. Like, you can get muscle really easily. It's not hard to get very newbie gains. I am a very big newbie. I have newbie gains. I look like, when I flex, I look like I lift to some extent. I'm getting there to the point where I can look a lot stronger. So if I've made those gains within this amount of time, they can do it as well, but they haven't. And it's very obvious when you look at them through a long-term amount of time.
Necessarily judging. It's more like the gym is about aesthetics. So we're looking to see, how does this person.
Okay, the gym is not about aesthetics. I'm sorry I had to pause it again, I know, but like this point kind of gets me, because for bodybuilders, it is 100% about aesthetics. But not everybody is a bodybuilder. You have these like 70-year-old grandmas going to the gym who they don't care if they look good. They just want to be able to move and play with their grandchildren. So yeah, you have a range of people going to the gym. So when you see a 70-year-old grandma, you're going to tell her it's about aesthetics? No. She just wants to be able to get up from her chair without pain. And she wants to be able to lift her grandbaby and be happy. So no, I don't think it's all about aesthetics. I feel like that's a very... Because I think he mentions that he's like a bodybuilder and he's going to a competition. So yeah, for him, it is about aesthetics. But for a lot of people... And for a lot of people, it is about aesthetics. But not everybody.
Look in the sense that not judging them, like, man, just check it
Well,
out.
hold on, too.
Yeah, and thank you for that. I
yeah.
agree with that, because
Yeah.
I can't train at home. I have to train at the gym because I'm looking at everybody. They're giving me inspiration
Motivation, right.
to train.
Yeah.
I'll look at somebody's arms, I'll look at somebody's chest, I'll look at their butt, I'll look at this, and I find that person, go, okay, I want it to look like that, I want it to look like that. When I was training and competing, one of my trainers said, find the body part on a person that looks phenomenal to you and find out how they're doing
Right,
it.
aspire to have that.
I just want to say real quick, and not in like a straight argumentative way to what you said, but I did just feel the need to touch on the whole women are growing their glutes for men thing, because that just kind of sat the wrong way with me personally. Of course, I mean, if anyone's looking at my ass and they're looking at it because they think it's nice, like that's a compliment to me. I don't really mind it. But I would say, I definitely wouldn't just generalize women and say that they're definitely growing their ass for men's approval. I think
Nah.
How about anybody's approval?
not.
Can
Like,
we go
growing
there?
it for me.
'cause
Would you
women are
agree with
so
anybody's
hard-
approval?
I would agree with anybody's approval
Okay, I'll
and
go there
their
with
own
you.
approval for sure.
Well, it starts
Yeah,
with you
'cause-
first, definitely.
Yeah.
I would say
Yeah.
like the main issue with men respecting women in the gym that I think about a lot is I find men maybe don't respect women as much in the gym as other men, because men perhaps feel like they're there for serious reasons and they feel like the women are there for them.
I'm glad you said that.
And I just really want to like not make that a thing.
yeah,
you know?
there's a lot of
So before this other lady starts talking, yeah, I feel like a lot of men don't. I feel like it's changed a lot. Maybe in the beginning, oh, there's a hair there. Maybe in the beginning, it was a lot of men thinking that women were not serious about the gym, especially when they came from this side of, when you consider women's fitness in a timeline, right? We're talking about maybe like from the 70s, 60s, 70s. What were women doing? They were literally doing jazzercise in their house. Like maybe, of course, you had some women who maybe were lifting heavy and looking cool and whatever, but the typical woman was doing exercise at home with her little discs, with her little like 2-pound whatever the fuck's, and Zumba, whatever. So yeah, that's where men usually see women in fitness, because that is the portrayal that has happened for like a decent amount of time. Now that portrayal is shifting away from that. Now we're getting a lot of like muscle mommy type women who, yeah, they're trying to lift heavy and they're trying to really get up there and be stronger, not just to look good, but to feel good. So initially it was a very look-oriented thing. Why? Because they had they didn't have a drive to be fit. And a lot of times their husbands or partners or whatever were like, you're gonna get too bulky, you're gonna get too big, just tone. I hate that word. I hate tone. And people still use that word. When I hear like, I just want to get toned, that's stupid. You don't get toned, you just get muscle and you just lose weight. You don't get toned. Toned is a lie. That's not a thing that occurs, so you don't just like, oh, you got some in your eye, baby? Oh, my baby boy got some in the eye. Come here. Look at him. There he is. You got something in my... You got something in your eye, baby? Yeah, sweetie pie. You're good? He's good. He's a silly boy. Oh, itchy. Oh, you're very itchy. Oh my goodness. He got very itchy very quickly. You're okay. He got real itchy. Poor baby. Anyways. We're still in the gym as a masculine space. I don't think this has to do with it being a masculine space. I feel like it has more to do with the expectation of what women should do to look good. Now women are expected to go to the gym to look good. Just because that's what it's changed to now. People are aware that if you want to look good, you have to go to the gym and get muscle. At least to some extent. So some muscle is always important, unless you're gonna look skinny fat, which is the case for a lot of women that don't realize what they're doing and they just want to get toned, I hate that word. It's such a fucking lie to say that. Like, you can get toned in 5 days. Get out of here.
Men that are not near seriously either. Okay, can we keep it real?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, there's a lot of men that just come there just to gawk, just to look. They are not there, and I know because they'll sit on a machine on their phone for like 5 minutes looking around while I'm waiting to do my set. I'm like, okay, like how long are you gonna be here, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. They're not in there for the right reason. So you have a whole different element that's up in there.
Can you agree on those are certain types of gyms?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah.
24 hours.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you go to a gold gym or a powerhouse.
It's a small element of
serious
that.
gym,
True.
The guys don't care, and they're gonna actually have some really good camaraderie with the people. But you're right. You go to Planet Fitness.
Yeah, or some of the other.
Well, I want to ask a
like
question
there
about
just to hang out.
guys looking at the girls in the
See, so that's where I kind of wanted to talk about something. They're saying basically, like the people that go to these commercial gyms that it's like whatever, like Planet Fitness or 24-hour Fitness, they're just there to chill and do nothing. I definitely don't think that's the case. I feel like, oh my god. Sorry, I had to cough so bad. I feel like a lot of the times, those gyms are very beginner friendly. They have a lot of machines that get you used to the mind-muscle connection where you can feel that, like, let's say you have those, like the, the cable, like the ones that go like this, or like the chest ones, whatever, you can literally, like, it will target it. Basically, no matter what you do, you will target it. So you're going to start feeling the burn in the area that you're targeting. So it's very isolated, which allows you to kind of understand the movements that are necessary for you to get this done. And some people just want to lose a little bit of weight. My cat is dropping hair everywhere. So yeah, I definitely don't think that they're just there to chill. Everybody goes to the gym for a reason. You don't just go to the gym just to chill. Maybe some people do. Maybe they like being at the gym and they just, like she said, they just want to gawk at people. Is that typically the case? Are you going to pay a membership to gawk at people? I don't think so. I personally don't think people are going to be doing that. You can gawk at people literally anywhere. So no, I don't think that they're just going to look, the internet is free, so you're just going to look. And if you pay a little bit extra, you can see a lot more, but that's besides the case.
Gym.
Yeah.
What do you think it has to do with what you're wearing sometimes?
Well, yeah.
The cleavage showing and the
Are you saying
tight.
it's too much?
Well,
Some
no.
stuff can be a bit too revealing.
If you're gonna wear that type
So
of
let me
stuff
just
to
be
the
honest
gym,
with you. If a woman is
you're
wearing
gonna
that
get-
to the gym, guys, just real talk, she wants you to look at her.
Okay.
Because
So
we're
then-
not wearing that
then
kind of
expect
stuff
that.
to the gym. Yeah.
Don't go and make a TikTok
they
video saying,
expect
"Oh, that guy's looking at me." Well,
Of course.
why?
Agreed.
Those
Agreed.
type of
Can I-
women.
Titties are hanging out.
I
Yeah,
agree
but
with
Agreed.
those women are not us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
You
not
know,
saying
we're
you-
totally
I'm only
serious
that sometimes.
about it.
So, basically, this guy just said something that I feel like is a very not PC thing to say, which is if you're dressed a certain way, people are gonna look. Which, of course, if you go into the gym and a dinosaur blow up thingy and a T-Rex blow up thingy, people are gonna look at you. You're causing a scene. If you go in there in bikini straps and a thong, people are gonna look at you. Like, it's just the way it is. Like, if you go to the beach and everyone is dressed a certain way, like, yeah, people might still look at you because you look good. But, like, it's generally accepted for people to go to the beach in swimwear. And it's typical for people to go to the gym in gym wear. If you go to the grocery store in gym wear, okay, well, that's not the same. Like, people might look at you and be like, whoa, wait, did this person just come out of the gym? Like, that's a little bit different. So it's all based on like perspective. So yeah, maybe this gym outfit that I'm wearing is good for the gym, but it's not good for class. Like, I can't go to class in my gym outfit, and I can't go to the gym in my class outfit. Like, it's not, there's an outfit for everything. So yeah, if you dress a certain way, it's to elicit a certain response, right? I feel like that's not a hard thing to comprehend, but some people think that when they say that, it's not to conflate it with saying that if you dress a certain way, people are entitled to act a certain way towards you. That is not the case. That's not what anybody is saying at all. They're basically saying, hey, like, if you are dressed a certain way, people are going to look at you. If I'm a straight woman, and if I see a lady in a bikini at the gym, I'm going to look. Why am I going to look? Just because it's out of place. It's just something that shouldn't be there is there. Like, if I go to the club and I see a lady in a nightgown, I'm gonna be like, that's not right. Like, are you supposed to be here? Like, are you okay? Do you need, like, help or something? I don't know why you're in a nightgown right now at the club. In the club, we all fam. But, case in point, you know, oh my god, it's been 42 minutes and we've only covered 8 minutes. Holy shit. We gotta get through this shit quickly. I'm gonna speed it up a little bit.
Shut it down, like, right?
We are casting parents and their kids ages 7 to 11 for a special.
Fat people are
You should switch to 1-800.
Oh my god. But yeah, oh my god. It's been almost been an hour and we've only gone through like 9 minutes. So fat people are unattractive. This is one that is gonna get a lot of people. I do not think fat people are attractive. But they said fat people, so that fat people is a spectrum. As most of these questions are on a spectrum and these statements are on a spectrum. If you are morbidly obese, you are probably not attractive. Period. Like, let's be for real, y'all. Come on. They're probably not attractive. Maybe their face looks very nice, but their body is not going to be attractive. Compared to somebody who has a very nice face and a very good body, it's not the same. It's not the same. If you're a little overweight, you could still look good. You could still, like, look very handsome. And this section, I'll get into it more when they answer. But this is a very, very telling situation to see the difference between male and female attraction. You can 100% tell that the priorities of attraction for men and women is completely different. I'm just gonna let you guys watch.
You agree with that? Fat people are attractive.
I think that one can be attracted to a person that is fat because everyone has their own types and what makes them tick. But I think that question on a conventional basis, would I want would I want to see a fat person on a fitness magazine and say, this is a sex symbol? I think most people would agree that that's probably, conventionally, that's not sexy. So
Yeah,
I think that's a hard
personal
truth.
preference, but my preference is like a fat person. I don't find that person attractive. It's just they just seem unhealthy. They're not taking care of themselves. Maybe they are. Maybe they have a thyroid disease or something that's causing them to be fat. But just in general, I think the general public don't find fat people attractive.
And I kind of touch on that as well because health, right? Health can be
Related to
your visceral fat, your fat on your organs, subcutaneous fat, all different types of fat. So there are people that find that person attractive, and they may look at them more than their physical. But we're in a fitness. If we're in fitness, we're not saying, hey, I want to go get someone who's not like or doesn't care about fitness at all. Whether it be a health problem, that's beyond the fact because I'm not talking to you based on, okay, I want to understand you mentally right now before I look at you visually, and that's what gets my attraction.
Yeah, and if you, real quick, I just want to say this. If you want to do this comparison, fat women, tons of body positivity. Yeah. I see fat women going on dates, no problem, except, and I'll even go this far, I think fat women are seen as way more attractive sometimes than fit women. And they're pushed and they go on dates, they can do fine dating apps. Fat men, good luck. Like, honestly, I think like, if you're a fat man, there's no chance of you being seen attractive at all. So that's all I want.
Would you guys agree that attractiveness is health?
I correlated
that.
that. Yeah.
For example.
So before they get into this side of the thing, 100%, like if you look at the fat acceptance TikToks, most of them are women or like people that present as female or typically people in like with more feminine looks. I don't know how to say it, but like they just typically tend to present more feminine than men. Like you don't see a very manly, overweight man going to fat acceptance and being like, yeah, maybe there are, and I just haven't seen them. But they're few and far between, if there is one, right? Like that doesn't take away from the point that the majority of people in fat acceptance are overweight, right? Like they're just or not overweight, but like oh my god, the majority of people in fat acceptance are female or female presenting. There you go, I said it right. And definitely, this is the point where the guy just said it, my attraction initiates from the moment I look at you. If I look at you and I don't feel attracted, that's it. And that is a very man-centric way of viewing attraction. It just is. And there's nothing wrong with that. It just happens, right? Let me fix this a little bit. It's a very man-centric way of attraction. Women, they don't think like that. Attraction doesn't begin when you like lock eyes and look at each other. Attraction is something that is gained over time. You become slowly attracted to that person. You could think that they look good, right? Like there's subjective and objective attractiveness. They can be objectively attractive, but you could not be attracted to that person the moment you look at them. This is a very typical way that women tend to date. From what I've seen, women like to talk to people and just like to get to know these people a little bit more. It's not an initial point of attraction. It's something that's built over time. And when the women talk about it, you can see that it is from having conversations, not the way that they look at men. Because if you get two people to just stand there, not move, not talk, right? Like they just like are like this, strip them naked. No, just like they can't express themselves. Pure body attraction. Men will find a way to men will be attracted just based on that, rather than women. They might just like, oh, like, yeah, you're subjectively attractive, but I'm not attracted to you. I wouldn't want to date you.
Like it could be anything, your skin, your teeth, your hair, and if you have a lot of fat on you, it's just not healthy.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people that are fat that have passed away. And not to say that having muscle makes you live any longer. It just depends on how much you care about your health. Because usually when you see that, the representation is that your health is not important. It's just, I just want to do whatever I want to do. I just want to get up and just do, and not take care of my health for the long term, not necessarily right now. I mean, and now if it wasn't a situation like that, Ozempic wouldn't be around.
Yeah.
So here we are now, we have this Ozempic crisis. Yeah. So clearly you're saying that being fat is not attractive and it's not good for you. So we're giving you this drug, which also then takes you to this point of, I don't actually have to do anything to get this sexy, to get smaller. Yeah. So I'm gonna go that route. And so then again, they looked at that as, oh yeah, this is what I wanted to do.
So yeah, I don't think that health equals attractiveness. I think that being healthy makes you more attractive, but not necessarily the same thing. You could be healthy and be quite unattractive. Just because of the way you style yourself, like sometimes you could just style yourself really badly and it just doesn't look that good. You know, like maybe you just don't know how to really work work your way to like looking good.
I'm going to say, I'll start off, and that is, I have met some very beautiful overweight people. And what makes them beautiful is the confidence that they carry. If they're overweight and they have no confidence, I'm sorry, I don't find them attractive either. But if they're confident and they hold that head high and they're just like, I'm the shit, and they dress that way and they walk that way, they carry themselves that way, they can be overweight and beautiful. But the minute that confidence drops, they drop their head, they walk frumpy, they dress frumpy, and they just don't care, now it's a whole nother ballgame.
I disagree. And part of the thing you just
So that's exactly what I was talking about. And most of the women are going to basically continue with this train of thought of like, if they hold themselves a certain way, if they dress a certain way, all of these are choices done by men or from that person, whoever that they're attracted to. All of these are choices. So you can, or I guess like choices, like confidence is a choice. It's a learned behavior, right? All of these are learned behaviors that they learn to dress well. They learn to dress that in a way that suits their body type. They learn to walk confidently. They learn to be confident, and that's what women like. They like that progression. So if you're a little overweight, it's fine. But let them continue.
So it was I met, which already starts off as like subjectivity, and then confidence. Anyone can be confident through their accomplishments, stuff they do in their daily life. But we're talking about physical appearance. You've never spoken to them a word. Would you maybe date them, or would you want to marry them just off of their appearance?
Nope.
We're not talking about their personality per se. We're talking about just literal health. I think you're deviating from the original question was, is this obese person physically attractive? Not internal. We're not saying as a human person.
Right.
We're talking about their physical body.
I disagree. Because if they carry themselves confidently, and for a female, she has her hair done, her makeup done, she's beautiful, and she can be overweight. Are you gonna disagree with that?
But this is pure attraction.
Yeah.
Attraction, okay, yeah, she's
attractive.
attractive. She's attractive.
But would you date them?
Well, the question wasn't would you date
Well,
them?
but
Right, that's
Would you
fine.
find them attractive?
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
Implied.
not
That's kind of implied.
Is
with
it
the-
implied? Would I sleep with them? No.
Let me say this.
So then you just answered your question.
No, I didn't. I didn't. I said it's different.
So
It's different from dating
what
and
do you do
sleeping
when-
with
Yeah,
and
let me
finding a
step
person
in.
attractive.
Oh, shoot.
Because I'm actually in the middle of both. But me personally, I wouldn't want to be with someone overweight. I need someone that's on my level with me, that's able to work out with me. That's like.
I think so. You agree with this? I think no one's saying attractiveness is not hardworking or confident.
Well, I said I was in the
Like-
middle of it. I was in disagreeing.
I'm also in the middle,
Yeah.
and I almost stepped forward,
Yeah.
but I just didn't like you just said obese earlier, and that's that's what I wanted to hear, because I think the issue is that fat, especially, actually I wouldn't even say especially for women, for men and women, fat these days is like having a little bit of fat on you. Like any voluptuous woman, there's people who are saying that they're fat, and so if someone's obese, okay, you're gonna look at that person, you're gonna think that person is not taking care of themselves, they're not healthy, that does not, shout attractive in any means.
Typically, if someone's overweight, there are deeper issues going on there. There's so much deeper there. So to sit there and just judge them off appearance and just,
No
oh,
one's
you're
judging.
you're not attractive. No, but to say you've been very clear about stating, oh, I wouldn't date someone that looks like this, and automatically assume it's poor health when there could be depression, there could be
I
so
said
many
thyroid
other
could be
things
something,
going on
yeah.
behind the scenes that are causing them to be overweight
Yeah.
and causing them to look that way. So to just look at the outer exterior and say, oh no, that's not for me, because I deal with people all the time and women that want to change because they've had things go on where they don't know how or they're feeling some type of way, and then they gravitate towards food because that is a comfort thing for them. And so before they know it, this balloon, and it's out of control. However, being overweight is just not something where you say, oh, they're just choosing to have poor health, they're just choosing to not care, and they're just lazy. That's just not. That's an unfair assumption, I think, about a person.
That's what we have to see.
When you look-
First,
So that's exactly my point. Basically, it's straight up that this 100% presents the different ways that men and women are attracted. Nobody wants anybody on the extremes. Nobody wants to date a severely anorexic person, and nobody wants to date a severely obese person. I say nobody. Of course, there's people. There's people and people and people. I will talk in absolutes, but I am never actually meaning in absolutes. I always mean, like, I'm just putting the disclaimer now, just in case people want to misunderstand me. There's always exceptions, yada yada, whatever. But I tend to talk in absolutes. But it's fine. You guys get what I mean, hopefully. But yeah, like, nobody wants to date people on the extremes. Nobody wants a severely morbidly obese person who can't even take care of themselves, and nobody wants an anorexic person who is basically just sticks that can't even, like, lift a paper. Okay? Like, when they stand up, they look like they're about to collapse on the floor. Like, nobody wants that. That's not, like, that is the base of attraction, right? But when it comes to the little subjective things, women are more nuanced than men when it comes to attraction. And that's fine. Just because men like, it's just you can think about it biologically in the way that men have a wider pool to find women attractive, and women are very picky with their attraction just because they have to be picky with who they have sex with, because guess what, if you have sex, most likely there's a chance to become pregnant by that person, so you want to be a little bit more picky with a guy that you choose. So yeah, it just tends to happen that way. Women just tend to be more picky for that reason, whether that be subconscious or consciously. That just tends to be the case. That's why women are a lot more picky with attraction. They don't just like look at you and then boom, attracted. They can think you look good, but they have to see you either exude something. Like, you have to have confidence, which is a learned behavior, which is not just you standing there, right? Which is what men are saying. Like, the men on this group are basically saying, yeah, if you're just standing there, you're not doing anything, and I look at you in 1 second, 1 moment, would I be attracted to you? But women are like, that doesn't work like that. Because for a lot of women, it doesn't work like that.
Just from appearance.
I got this. Ready? What happens?
Let's see if you got it.
Okay, let me give you an example.
Okay.
You go into GameStop. The employee is not a woman, it's a man. He's overweight. He's got physical breasts. His stomach is hanging out. Are you going to give the same grading scale as you would do with a fat woman, or would you also apply that with that kind of man?
Type of
as well?
grading scale.
Because you said when I was saying my grading scale, you said okay, you don't know if there's an underlying condition, confident, hardworking. But when you look at that man in GameStop, he's overweight. Are you going to say, okay, he's either unattractive or he's not, or are you going to say, well, let me get to know him, let me do this? No one's saying someone can't be nice or can't be hardworking. We're talking about purely attractive.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
These ads are insane. I don't know why I get so many ads. It's crazy. Hold on. Oop.
Paint the picture. He's overweight. How overweight is he?
He's 300 pounds and he's 5'5".
Absolutely not. That's ridiculous.
Why is that ridiculous though? Why is that ridiculous?
He has confidence.
Because
Yeah, he has confidence. He works really hard.
The question was fat. That's obese. Sorry, that's obese.
That's what I
All
want to
right?
talk about real
300
quick.
pounds, 5'5" is obese.
True.
That's not just fat.
Fat shouldn't be so generalized based on a certain percentage of body fat, because you're right, you have obese, then you have fat.
So, morbidly obese people are fat people. I think a lot of these, the older women are kind of getting confused because they're not really into the new space of fat acceptance, where like all people who are morbidly obese, like in the range, like small fat, whatever, they're all saying that they're fat people. So when the prompt is fat people, that range is extremely large. It goes from slightly overweight, because they're technically fat as well, slightly overweight, to morbidly obese. That is the range that we are given here. So that's why it's like so hard to say anything, just because like it's so vague. It's so vague.
And you have skinny, thin, or whatever, because people have different arenas they go through. So if I looked at all of you guys, I wouldn't consider you fat, but some people at your side would probably think, I'm fat.
Yeah.
And you're not. So
When you say fat, do you mean overweight?
I know.
That's an insult.
Correct.
Fat is an insult. If you speak to someone in that way, and the way you guys were talking when you first walked up, and you all agreed, you all were using the word fat. When
Well,
you
that's
spoke about
what
the way.
I was
I understand that, but
And
still at the
actually, I
same
use
time, no one
obese
switched it
to
around to
clarify.
say so that now you're breaking it down, saying okay, fat is this and shredded. Now you want to take it to a different space. When you were first speaking about it, you didn't share the difference between being shredded and being considered fat, as opposed to the way someone being obese. You were speaking about it as if it was all the same. When in fact, being overweight, being fat, being all those, they're all different, and they're different perspectives.
Which is why that prompt, fat people are unattractive, is so hard to say anything, just because it's a huge range. So yeah, like fat is not just like in between like normal and obese. Like that's not what it is. Fat is just from overweight to super morbidly obese. That is your range, which is the problem with this prompt. I think this prompt is pretty badly written, but we don't talk about that.
About it, and it doesn't necessarily mean that someone has poor health because they are
I wouldn't say
overweight.
that.
Well, if you're obese, I think you're probably not.
Well, obese is different.
I'm curious to know like what you all feel about what you've been saying about the whole women can be fat but men can't be fat thing, because if we're just talking like thick, I think that women can be thick and it definitely can complement them. I think men can absolutely be thick and they look big, they look strong. Like women love the whole dad bod thing, but then once we get into obese, why the heck would people accept an obese woman more than an obese man? I feel like both of them are equally like not accepted.
Well, I think, and that's probably a different conversation, but like any woman is gonna do way better than any, like whether she's, let's use the word term obese, an obese woman can go to a grocery store and meet someone. That's just a fact. If you're being a guy is already hard enough, but if you're obese, that's not accepted. And you said also dad bod. We're not factoring in is usually if he has a dad bod, he might have some money or it might be like have a skill set that's like, but that's another conversation. But that's my point is that there's a bunch of other things. But obese women or thick girls or any type of girl is gonna do fine regardless.
I agree.
In terms.
It's because there's a lot of desperate men out there. That's truly what it is. It's not because they find that woman attractive. It's truly just because they find everything that moves attractive. Do you get what I mean? It's not like... That's like an exaggeration. But it's basically just... once you get to this point of desperation, where you've tried so many times, you're like, you know what, whatever. It's kind of giving almost incel. Like, that's what the point is, where they're like, yeah, I'm struggling to find someone. And women, they're just like, okay, you know what, like, you're a good guy, decent guy, so like a lot of other women didn't give you a chance. It's my turn, I'll pick you up, and then that's it, you know? Like, they have a lot easier chances of finding partners or just even someone to sleep with, just because they're the ones that control that power play. Women typically, sorry, my cat was switching. Women are typically the ones that are like the holders of whether we're gonna have sex tonight or not. So if a woman doesn't want to, unless it's a man that's a terrible human being, women are gonna be like, yeah, we're not doing it. The woman has to be pleased with you in order to sleep with you. So that's why it's harder for men. Like, men have to really go out of their way. Women, not as much.
In terms of just
Would
You don't think, okay, wait, a thick man, a fat man that has bank is going to do way better than a thick woman with no bank.
His money makes
Exactly.
I don't know
It's
yet.
called sugar
If
daddy.
you don't know yet.
And you're
You'll
implying
find
that
out
he's
like
gonna pay
that.
for it.
You're going to find out like that because of the way he dresses, the way he walks, what he drives.
Some guys hide it, though.
Oh, not very well, because they want to flaunt it. Because they don't have anything else to
That's a good
offer
point. Okay.
except their money.
That's a good
I think
point.
we're throwing in different variables.
Yeah.
The question was, do you find fat people attractive? And we were like, no, we don't.
Yeah, ours was pretty simple. We were trying to add some nuance so that it didn't sound like we were bad guys. But honestly, just going back to the question, the thing is when you look at someone like on a magazine, I use that 'cause that's a pretty baseline, for example, for a fitness magazine or a Sports Illustrated magazine, they usually have representing as attractive, right? Someone that's curvy or slim, petite. That's what's shown. Fit, shredded abs or booty, whatever.
Because it's a fitness magazine.
No, but
Why
even
would
Sports
you put a
Illustrated,
person on the cover of a
that's
fitness
what you could though.
However, Victoria's
Unless
Secret
there's-
did it.
Victoria's
Victoria's
Secret
Secret did it, I'll give you that.
Victoria's Secret models, they're very skinny.
size.
But and yeah, they even have plus size models now. So I don't know. I feel
disagree with that. I'll be honest, I disagree with it. Victoria's Secret is Victoria's Secret and should not have plus size models.
But you said it was attractive though.
I didn't say that. You're misinterpreting my words.
It's easier for fit women to make money than fit men.
Hold on, y'all. Absolutely, it is easier for fit women to make more money than fit men. For the exact reason I just mentioned. There's a lot of desperate men out there, and it's very sad, but they will pay just to look at your booty hole. They'll pay whatever it takes to look at your booty hole, just because they want that parasocial relationship, especially if you post content. Like, okay, let's talk about Lean Beef Patty for a moment, because I love her so much. She's like a huge inspiration, but like, you look at her, and she's very fit, she's very funny, and she posts pretty relatable content. It's content that you would see like a normal human being post. It's not very, it's edited, but it's not hiding who she is as a person. Do you know what I mean? It's very genuine content. So, these men that are very desperate, they form this parasocial relationship with these women. So, yeah, they could just hop on Pornhub and look at a, you know, nice ass. But these women, they feel like they have a bond with. So what are they going to do? They're going to go and see if they have an OnlyFans and see if they can pay them money. So that's what a lot of women, you know, can do. And they can take advantage of that situation. What's going on, baby? They can take advantage of the situation that they form parasocial relationships with men and use that kind of against them in order to get their money. Which is why, you know, it just happens. And they don't even have to use an OnlyFans. It could just be like a little tease on their YouTube every now and then, like just showing a bit of ass, you know? And their tight leggings or whatever the fuck. You know? It is what it is. But yeah, women can definitely make a lot more money than men in fitness.
Is this legally?
Dude, it's ridiculous.
Okay,
It's
so
ridiculous.
I stepped forward only because of the fact that going through all my fitness days and bodybuilding, and I got so many offers to do different things.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Different things. Okay. Yeah. And I know a lot of females that actually make a very good living off of all their physique. Okay, in different ways.
Listen, I have to turn down. What did you say?
I said it's the same thing. They take that physique and put it on there.
Okay. Yeah. I turn down OnlyFans constantly.
Oh my God.
Constantly emailing me and asking me.
Before OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Wrestling.
Mm.
Wrestling.
Yeah. Okay.
Wrestling. The girls. All the other men. You know, the older ones that wanted to be dominated. All the female bodybuilders and fitness. They love that, and they'll pay.
Yeah.
They'll pay big time.
Men are willing to pay a lot for that.
Yeah.
I mean, even a woman probably wouldn't pay for that stuff or see men doing that. You know. Maybe this was a select few, right?
See, because we get followers, we get both.
Yeah, we get
Whereas
both.
you guys, right? That's why I think it's easier for us to grow.
I think it's easier for women.
Yeah, because of that.
Because you just gotta like maybe take the booty shot in the mirror and stick it out, and then you get like 1,500 likes on your.
Yeah.
I want to reply to that.
And you
right? Versus the guy, what is the guy gonna do? Like show his abs and
Yeah.
get
Right.
I will be right back. I'm just gonna keep it playing, but I will be right back.
That doesn't even help. I do that all the time.
Women are so heavily sexualized, and that's
unfortunately
like, whether they like are, you know, like I'll post things that I know are sexually suggestive, and that's like my decision. And there's women who are in the fitness industry who they don't want that at all, but they're getting the same amount of attention.
Yeah, see, I don't want that, and I don't post it, but I get that exact what you get. The whole the sexual aspect of it, where I have all the guys in the I'm like, where are the women? Where are the women?
just need a
Like, all the
drink.
men are in there liking it, and I didn't post that blue shot for you, sir. Yeah.
It's interesting she said that because she got.
Hold on. So, okay. This part that they're talking about with, like, men sexualizing women, I definitely... Oh, hold on. Yo, chill, dog. It's just an Arizona tea. Look at him. He's such a cutie. He's such a cutie, bro. I love him. Oh, thank God. I really needed a sip of something. My throat was so dry. But... if you look at the online sphere, a lot of women are sexualizing themselves and basically promoting this form of like softcore sexualization. Like they can wear something a little bit revealing, like a little bit too revealing, and then men are like, wow, so sexy, so beautiful, wow, I want you to sit on my face. You know, like, that's the vibe that some women give online. But what that then does is any woman who wears anything just a little bit too tight, shows off a little bit too much, it opens the door for them to be sexualized. And that's why I don't like to post TikToks, and I don't like to post things of me doing exercise. I like to do it. As in, like, I like making that content, and I like making videos around it, but it's hard for me to do that just because when I do post things like that, it gets comments from guys, and I don't want that attention. I just want people to see the funny editing, you know? Like, I like to edit my things in a silly, goofy way. I don't like to be too serious with my content, but when I put something out there, and I do a little flex or whatever, it opens the door for men to be like, I will pay you money. I will pay you $300 to film a private video for me. Legitimate comments that those are actual things that I get said to my DMs. And of course, like, I'm a married woman, y'all. I'm not legally married, but whatever. I'm a married woman, y'all. I'm not doing that shit. So I don't open myself up for that, but it just is a natural thing that just happens on the internet. If you're a woman, you will probably get sexualized, especially if you're a good-looking woman. And unfortunately, people think I'm good-looking. I guess some people do, but I don't think so that much. But yeah, you definitely see this like side of like women. They don't want to be sexualized, and then there's another half that do want to be sexualized, and the people that are wanting to be sexualized basically make it okay for that to happen, and then these other women are suffering because they're like, I don't want this, I didn't ask for this, and then it's like, okay, yeah, it's just what's gonna happen. We're gonna go back a little bit to the beginning of the sexualization part.
That doesn't even help. I do that all the time.
Women are so heavily sexualized, and that's
Unfortunately.
like, whether they like are, you know, like I'll post things that are I know are sexually suggestive, and that's like my decision. And there's women who are in the fitness industry who they don't want that at all, but they're getting the same amount of attention.
Yeah, see, I don't want that, and I don't post it, but I get that exact what you get. The whole the sexual aspect of it, where I have all the guys in the I'm like, where are the women? Where are the women? Like all the men are in there liking it, and I didn't post that good shot for you, sir. Yeah.
It's interesting she says that because she's absolutely right. Yeah. I'll post something like, you know, a workout video, or I'll post something behind the scenes that I'm filming for something else. I'll get some good likes, okay? But then I post like the side boob, and it's like boom. You know, it's like all these. It's like, wow, okay, I see where my audience is, and my audience is definitely probably 60-40. You know, men versus women, and the women either they don't step up and actually comment, maybe they like it in the background.
They're definitely watching because I see. But they're just
not commenting like the guys do.
Yeah.
You know.
And women definitely do. You recognize that they will get, you know, more traction in posting certain ways, and like you can't really blame them for taking advantage of that. But one thing that I would say, like as a woman who has managed to gain like a substantial following based off of like a lot of posts like that, I find, and this is like, I think it's a little controversial, I don't know if you guys will agree, but like a man, I feel, with like 200,000 followers is equivalent to a woman with 1 million, because there's so many women all blowing up for just being hot. No one's really caring a lot of the time about what you have to offer, like your skills, your talents, your knowledge, whereas like these men have that influence.
It's so unfortunate that's a new measure. Can I just say that's so unfortunate that think that it's measured now by the amount of followers. Yeah, because the quality of your content and what you're putting out there and who you are, that is what should speak volumes, and that should get 1 million likes if it's real.
And if your content is good, right? Like it's also because a lot more men tend to be on the internet side of fitness. You don't see a lot of, like, it's changing, but a lot of women are not active on the fitness side of it. They'll look at it, but they don't go out of their way to comment like, oh my god, you're so beautiful, so stunning, love this. Like, you don't really see that on the fitness side. A lot of men are very like open and posting on that side. Versus like, let's say fat acceptance, which is mainly all women. They're all like hyping themselves up, but it's hard when you see someone who's doing better than you to really be like, wow, you are spectacular. Like, it's hard to say that. You're basically admitting you're better than me when you post that. So it's easy to like hype people up when they're below you and say like, you got this, you're so cool, like you're amazing. It's harder to do that than to hype people up who are leagues ahead of you, because you think they don't need it. You think they're fine, they're doing great, look at you, like you're amazing. Like that's what they think, but they don't go out of their way to say that. An example is kind of like, let's say in school, people will be like, someone will say, man, I got a C on this test, I you know, like, I work so hard, whatever, you know, like some pity statement. People will be like, you got this, you could so do it, like just push a little bit more and you got this. But when somebody gets a higher grade than you and they're like, man, like I feel good about that, but I know I could have like a little bit more, people are gonna be like, girl, like chill, like you could fail a little bit, like it's fine. Instead of being like, you are so amazing, I can't believe you got such a high grade, and I know if you want to, my chair, if you want to do more, you can. It's hard to hype people up just because it's a jealousy thing, just because you're like a little bit jealous, and everyone's a little bit jealous. Like, I have incredible friends, they are so smart and so intelligent. I love all of them so much. They know, they don't watch this, they don't know that I have a YouTube, and I don't think they're ever gonna find out because I'm not gonna tell them, but I love them all, and they're so much smarter than me, and I try and hype them up as much as I can, because I know we're all going through the same struggles, despite them doing better than I am. Like, I know that I still have to hype them up, just because I know that the work that they're putting in, and they know the work that I'm putting in, and we're like, you know, we all hype each other up, and that's the vibe you should give. You shouldn't be like, yeah, I think you're, like, just because they're doing better than you doesn't mean that they don't need to be hyped up. Everybody needs to be hyped up. Everybody likes that shit.
It's genuine.
I think that if you set things like OnlyFans and all that aside, it's a lot harder for women to sell things like workout programs and things like that, because men are being taken more seriously, unfortunately.
I disagree. It depends on your audience.
All right.
I disagree.
What do you mean by like taken more seriously? Because one thing that you did say was like a guy with 200,000 followers is kind of similar to a girl with 1 million followers, but that guy is probably like the best in his field for him to get attention. So like, I want to hear from your perspective, what do you mean by like, it's whatever you just said?
I feel like I post a lot of things that are just, you know, fitness, just lifting, and I'm actually working on releasing a workout program, so I actually don't know firsthand how that's gonna go, so I can't really speak from direct experience in terms of that, but I do feel that when I just post, you know, a real looking, hot flexing, it gets tons of attention, but then when I go online and I post and I'm saying something serious about something that I'm passionate about, something that I'm doing, something I want to share, and I'm genuinely trying to share my like fitness knowledge with people, doesn't really get attention, doesn't really get that traction, and I don't see a response that shows like, we really care what you have to offer.
I hear you. And I think the only thing I will say to that is like, would you actually take social media aside, if we were to go back to like 2018, 2012, do you think you have the knowledge to actually be an expert, or is it that you have a platform? Because I feel like the difference is that, like,
there's so many out here that are not knowledgeable.
What about, let's go algorithm. Yeah. Okay, let's say that, okay, you have a great workout video. Okay, do you think possibly they're not pushing it out there for you? Like the algorithm is not pushing it out for you?
But I think
so. But once you put something that's hot, the algorithm is going to push it out there.
But there still has to be content within whatever that is that's going to draw the right people.
So I kind of understand what she's saying. The algorithm is an enigma. Nobody really understands how it works because it's always changing. I know for TikTok there was a point in time that you had to be very attractive or very conventionally attractive to be on the For You page. People that were not attractive were like kind of shadow banned from it because it's like, oh yeah, like we don't want to like push that. Like if you were a conventionally white looking beautiful woman, beautiful man, you were gonna get more likes than somebody else, or you were gonna get pushed more than somebody else. Why is that the case? Almost certainly because more people watched your clip for longer as they were oogling your beautiful body. You know, that I think that's why the algorithm did that. I don't think it's based on anything that just was a conscious choice. It just happened to become that. Come here, baby. Come here, sweetie. Jump. So the algorithm, like, yeah, if you get people to watch and stay for longer, that's gonna do better. A lot of people are not interested in fitness content, like you telling them what's good and what's bad. Oh Jesus. Just because that a lot of that already exists out there, and they might have heard what you had to say already. So a lot of times they're like, yeah, I heard this information before. I know what I'm doing. I don't need you to tell me what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So some people may not want that. They just want to look at someone pretty, and that's why they're there at your channel. They don't want your information because they might already know.
People in to say, okay, I'm just liking this because of how it looks, or there's actually something information-wise here that I can actually take and apply to my own journey.
I work with someone, and this.
Oh my god, these ads are so obnoxious and annoying. Skip. Thank you.
And this person is like, no credentials whatsoever when it comes to training. They don't even like to work out, but they did it for the videos. They get the looks, because they're really pretty, great physique. They got the genetic shape. Put out a program, millionaire overnight. Just because of how they look. Everybody wants to look like her. And it's women that bought it, not men, because I'm not buying a program.
I would agree though that like, because it is a lot harder for men to like go viral on social media, it's hard for just an attractive man to go viral on social media. I would agree that the bulk of men who have managed to gain like hundreds, thousands of followers are like very skilled and very talented and have had to work very, very hard to get there, as opposed.
When you look at the extremes of the fitness media, I don't know about you guys, but the ones that I have usually watched, like you have Greg Doucette, you have Alex Eubank, you have the Trent Twins, you have Noel, you have like a bunch of like guys in the top, and then for women, I guess you have Lean Beef Patty, you have Sarah Safari. I don't know. I know there's a few other women, but they don't reach the levels that like these other people do. Like I haven't seen a woman other than Lean Beef Patty get to the level of like these guys. And like you have Jesse James West, you have Will Tennyson, like all of these guys are extremely popular, and they also just put out great, well-made content, just quality content. Maybe women are just not putting that same effort. Like if you look at Jesse's videos, his videos are like, they're entertaining, they're funny, they have good information. So I don't think it's just that, it's like, oh yeah, women have more popularity on the algorithm. It's just that maybe, I don't know, because I feel like a lot of guys are at the top of the fitness thing rather than a lot of women. Maybe there's just more women. Like if you look at the accumulation, so you have these top echelon of guys in fitness, but then you have a lot of women who are just slightly below. And then regular fit men are just all the way down here. Like you have a lot of really fit men that have good information all the way down here. You have women who do just fitness content. Maybe they're not very good up here. And then, like from women, then you have the upper echelon of guys that have amazing content, amazing bodies. So I don't know, like, so I'm not sure like how to describe what I'm talking about, because like it's like a pyramid, right? So you have like cluster of guys that are at the top, right? Cluster of guys. Then you have a lot of women. Then you have a lot of men, and then that's like the view count going down, or the follower count going down. Maybe, I don't know.
Opposed to many women who have managed to get more followers than them without the same amount of skill and just experience. Although for the women that do truly have that skill and experience, I still think they're at fault to an extent because they will, whether they want to or not, still have a huge portion of their fan base just be there just to look at them. But I do agree with what you said.
Men make more money in the every average day life.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So let the women have something.
I would also say that the women who are doing the things that are, bringing in a lot of money that are maybe looked down upon by a lot of people, like they're sacrificing kind of a lot to do that. Like they're putting themselves under a lot of judgment, a lot of scrutiny, like to do some of the things that are, bringing in all of that money.
Required.
Yeah. So they're living a lifestyle that they're sacrificing a lot for, frankly.
By choice, though.
By choice.
They're basic, yeah. I kind of agree. Like they've put themselves in a very difficult situation. I'm specifically talking about OnlyFans. If you do OnlyFans and then you want to have a future family, it's basically just like looks super down upon. Just because like you look at these women that have these platforms where they're basically just showing off, that's so easily accessible by anybody. If that person has like kids, it's so easy to find out if they have an OnlyFans. So like, let's say you're a doctor. Let's say you're a doctor lady and you have an OnlyFans. Imagine if one of your patients finds out that you have an OnlyFans and they see you. Like the patient-client relationship is kind of gone. Like it's so altered because they just looked at you in a different light. Like you are no longer a source of authority. You are a sex symbol now because you've portrayed yourself in a completely different way from what your role is in your job. So yeah, they are risking a lot just because now it's easily accessible and you're gonna have a hard time like removing that from the internet. And even if you move on from doing OnlyFans and you don't do it anymore and you have a great career now, who's gonna hire you, dog? Maybe some people will hire you despite that, but like it's hard. It's hard if your name is associated to that.
100% by choice.
I was gonna say, I don't know. Somebody offered if I can make $100,000 a month off of OnlyFans, sign my ass up.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, because here's the thing: it's not just okay. So you can go to a certain level on that.
Yeah.
There's certain levels on everything, right? You can just do one small level. You can go a little deeper, and it just depends on what level that you decide to go to be quite honest with you. And that's a female's choice. The men have the same exact choice. And I think the men can make that kind of money if they have those kind of choices. But yes, they have to be pretty. There's no doubt.
Imagine, if you will, you're at the gym.
I don't think they have the same choice because a lot of women don't. Like, oogle men like that. A lot of women don't participate in OnlyFans to the same extent as men do. So men on OnlyFans, maybe if they cater to the queer community a little bit more, maybe, but to what extent can a man make as much money as a woman on OnlyFans? I don't think it's gonna be a lot, to be honest. I think we're gonna skip this one just because we've been going for an hour and 30 minutes. So I think we're just gonna do dress for attention. This is fat gain. Everyone's a little bit scared of gaining weight. The ladies are like, I know how to lose it. But I don't think it's super important to the conversation we're currently having. So we're gonna skip that and just go to this one. I guess it's part of it. Or no, wait, where is it? Here.
for attention at the gym?
I do not dress for attention at the gym. I do dress for attention in other places, like when I go to school, I want to look good, and I want to look like a professional, and I want to look like I care about my appearance. So I guess to some extent, I care about what people look like in that sense. Do I want people to go out of their way to say like, oh, you're so pretty, oh my gosh, you look amazing? No, I just want to dress in a way that presents myself in a positive light, rather than like I want people to look at me and be like, wow, she looks amazing, she looks so good. I don't care about that. I got a man at home that tells me I look great every day, so I don't I don't need that. But yeah, definitely most people just tend to dress for attention. It's hold on, y'all. My phone just decided to be stupid. Yeah, you kind of dress for, it's more like dressing for approval, which to get approval, they need to be paying attention to you. So to some extent it is attention, but it's more like dressing for approval. And at the gym, I'm not dressing for anybody's approval. I'm dressing to be comfortable. And sometimes that includes tight shorts. You know why? Because when I'm squatting and I'm wearing like sweatpants, I hate the fabric buildup on my fucking legs. I truly hate it. I want to feel like I'm not being touched by anything. 100%. So it's hard to go to the gym and not want to get attention, but then wear shorts that are a little bit, a little bit too tight, just because I feel like they're more comfortable for me. And I personally, I don't like fabric touching me while I'm exercising, like loose fabric. I don't like it. It really bothers me. Is that like a thing? I don't know. Like if I'm running on the treadmill or if I'm like exercising and doing cardio, I don't want this touching me and like scratching up against me. I don't want to be wearing sweatpants. I would 100% be more comfortable in wearing sports bra and shorts. But I can't really do that sometimes because the gym I used to go to was, it wasn't the best place to do that. Let's just say that. So a lot of guys would look at you, and I don't like being looked at. I don't like being perceived. At the gym. So at the gym, I was not dressing for approval. I was not dressing for attention. At least at the gym, they'll get into something else a little bit later, but yeah.
Yes, another one here. Personally, if I had my choice, depending on the gym, I'll just go shirt off. I also like wearing tank tops or loose-fitting clothing. I like looking in the mirror, looking at myself, checking out the pump and whatnot. So I definitely, and then as far as the attention part goes, I like people to notice like my gains, and it feels good. I'm just being honest. If I'm shirtless at the gym and I'm posing, I'm flexing, I'm also in the back of my mind like, okay, who's looking, who's checking, and yeah.
Do you think the others here are not being 100%?
I don't think they're being honest at all. They're all in shape, they all look good, they're all wearing some form of fashionable outfit, and they know people are gonna be watching that. So obviously they're gonna put on something that's gonna make their muscles pop, and so, because, when everyone goes home, they're not wearing these outfits, let's be honest, so.
That is so not true. I wear the same thing at home than I do at the gym. 100%, dude. Like, I also exercise at home. So, but when I was going to the gym, it was the same exact thing. It was the same exact outfit. I would wear, like, nothing was very different, to be honest with you. Like, it was truly just the same. I didn't have a difference between my home clothes and I also dress like a hobo. I still kind of dress like a hobo, but it's okay. But yeah, I don't think, like, especially because, like, this is a group of bodybuilders, I feel like it's different for, like, bodybuilders versus general lifting, like, people who just generally go to lift for, like, health or, like, powerlifting or whatever. A lot of powerlifters, they wear baggy-ass shirts, with, like, sweatpants, hoodie shits. Like, they don't want to, like, get looked at. And I feel like a lot of people don't want to be looked at the gym. At least I don't.
I don't think they're being honest. I think they got.
So yeah, I think this guy is projecting a little bit onto other people. Just because of the way they're dressed now. I think a lot of the guys, they're like, yeah, I want to show off my gains, but I truly do not want to show off my gains. I do not want people to approach me. Also, I just cracked my shoulder. Maybe you heard that.
I tell the truth, and I'm here to disagree with them.
Can we have the disagree step forward?
You guys are all liars.
Yeah, you totally threw yourself under the bus.
If I could jump in on this one first.
I'll let you go first.
Go ahead.
First and foremost, I go to the gym to work.
Yeah.
I don't go for the attention, I go to work. And the girls wearing tight clothes is simply so that we can move. I mean, we can't wear jeans to the gym,
You don't
right?
have to wear jeans, but you can also wear oversized shorts or loose sweatpants, but it's a personal preference. Obviously, it depends on what you're comfortable with, but I feel like they also are aware of who's watching them, whether it's they're competing with another girl to see who has the better butt today.
Actually, no, not
That
necessarily.
happens.
That's all about mindset, honestly. Coming from different perspective, bodybuilding mindset, you know this. We go in to get our work in and get the fuck out. Excuse my language, but that's the truth. I'm not there to look at people or have people look at me or anything. I'll look like a freaking bum most of the time when I go to the gym. Because why am I there? To improve myself and my physique, to get on that stage and look my best. Not for someone to look at me and be like, oh, look at that ass. Yeah, I'll be wearing a pump shirt, but most of the time I'm wearing an oversized shirt, anything, because I'm just in there for me and to work on myself and to get better to where I
I
get.
started going into there.
Absolutely. Look, if you're going to the gym, you're probably fighting some kind of demon there at the moment. You probably most likely didn't want to be there in the first place. You just want to be comfortable. And you don't want to draw attention from people. You just want to be there, do your thing, get the fuck out, because you got other shit to do. Like, honestly, I definitely agree with her. She's 100% there, right. You're there to work, period.
Always fully clothed, to the point where people would ask me, why you don't show your physique? Because they wanted to see it. I wasn't doing it for their approval. It was more so for me to just, it's hard for me to sweat. So in order for me to sweat, I need to wear a lot of clothing. And so I wear a lot of clothing to get that thermogenic effect, just to get that sweat going. And then the time I'm posing, it's really for me, I do that at home. Or I do it in the mirror at the posing gym. I'm not doing it. I'm not putting on this. And if I wear it, the only reason I started wearing tank tops now is because of social media. And in order to boost my acceptance on social media, I had to show my gains, show my jack, show my shredded shoulders, show this in order to get people to look at it. But
that's a choice, though. You just.
But I'm not doing it. I'm not going to the gym.
You wanted to do. Correct. So by you doing that, you are in some form wanting the attention from the audience to look at you, and that's what.
Yeah, but that's different though. So when you say I dress for attention at the gym, it's different for saying I dress for attention for social media, because the things that you do for social media are not the same things you're going to do at the gym. Like, yeah, you can film stuff at the gym, but your intention is completely different. So the moment you're filming for social media, you're filming for social media. You are not working out. Because if you're truly working out, you will not be able to breathe. You will not be able to take a second, like it's hard. If you do your set, your 1 minute break, your set, your 1 minute break, and you do that for all your exercises, you are in and out and you do not have a breath to spare. You gotta save your breath for your exercises. Maybe you can take a 2 minute break, but that's not enough time to film content. So content wise, going to the gym, of course you're gonna get dressed differently than when you're just going for yourself.
For the video, but the videos is still a part of you.
It's not the gym. I'm doing the video because I'm on.
Yeah, that's not social media. I'll go back in the gym later on. If I'm doing my social media post and I'm doing a workout video, absolutely, man. I'm wearing slim, to nothing type clothes so that people in my social media can actually see what I look like. But to go in the gym and actually work, I've got a baseball hat on backwards. I've got a baggy t-shirt and probably baggy pants as well.
That doesn't speak from a
I wear tank tops to the gym, not to be attractive. People are getting attention. I wear it because I want to see how my physique is adjusting while I'm training. Am I getting a big pump? Or the veins pumping out? I look at myself and say, okay, you're doing the work right.
Yes.
That's the only reason why I wear
Just because something looks good on you does not mean you want attention. Does not mean you want people gawking at you when you come to the gym. Now, I kind of disagree. I look like this. I dress like this whether I'm shooting my content or not, because my content is authentic. I mean, it's organic. Meaning when you see my sweaty selfie, it's real. So I'm taking that photo when I'm in there after I finish working out. But I don't come to the gym dressed a certain way or dressed I normally get attention because of what my physique looks like.
Okay.
I can't help but get attention because of that. And so I'm not going to go in there.
Do you wear this exact outfit to make to be around the house to watch TV to emote?
No, I'm wearing something more. Yeah, this is gym. This is.
No, dog. She's basically saying I'll wear this wherever, dude. But being at home and watching, the thing is, it's two different activities. You know what I mean? So the activity for the gym is not the same as the activity you'll do at home. I'm not gonna wear my pajama pants to exercise. And I know some people do that, but that shit's crazy. I don't know how you're not uncomfortable in that. I'm gonna wear what I find comfortable for each situation. I'm not gonna wear tight leggings to go to bed, but I'm gonna wear it to go to the gym because I don't want to feel fabric on myself while I'm lifting. I want to feel butt freaking naked sometimes because it's more comfortable. You just don't want to feel anything rubbing on you. It's just, it takes your mind out of it, and it kind of, for me, it ruins my mind-muscle connection. Sometimes I'll squat in sweatpants just because right now it's kind of cold outside. But to the gym, I would never. If I'm in a house, I would not do that. to be like frank with you guys. I like my shorts and I'm comfy with my shorts.
This is my fitness wear. This is active. So if I'm at home, I'm in something totally more comfortable. But to be honest, this is like a uniform. I wear it all the time. The leggings, you know, but I'm not, I have a certain physique. It looks a certain way no matter what I put on. I can put the baggy jogging pants on and a sweatshirt and they can still see my ass through and wow. And I still get the same amount of attention.
That is very true. So if you're a woman and you got a good ass, you will be looked at no matter what you wear, no matter how ugly you hobo-y you look, right? Like I look like a hobo when I go to the gym. I wear a big baggy shirt and then my shorts, and the shirt basically reaches my knees, but you could still see everything. Unfortunately, like that's just the way it is. Like you can dress however you want, people are still going to gawk at you no matter what, because guess what, like the shirt is gonna show your shoulders no matter how you do, because it's just gravity. It's gonna droop. You're still gonna look good. Your butt is still gonna push your shirt out. You're gonna, you know. But that's not for attention, though. You're just dressing for the moment and you're dressing for the activity. If you're gonna go on a run, there's a reason marathon runners run in very tight clothes, because the fabric fucks with them and it's like not aerodynamic. There's a reason people swim, like men swim in Speedos and not swim trunks, because it's not as aerodynamic. Are they doing that for attention? Maybe if they're at a strip club and they're like whatever, but that's not the case. They're at the pool, they're training. It's not for attention, it's just for the activity.
I think I kind of understand what's going on here. So you can go to the gym and be like, I'm here to work on you. I think that there is some nuance here. Yes, I am going to the gym to improve my body. It's not about what other people's goals are for me. It's for myself, but you would be disingenuous to not acknowledge that in some level, you know, you comb your hair, you brush your teeth, you make sure that you're smelling, maybe you have a good fragrance on in the gym, you're wearing shorter shorts and your abs are gonna be.
So you brushing your teeth is not for other people. That should be for you. He said that and I heard that. I'm like, no. You brush your teeth because you don't want to get periodontal disease, my friend. Periodontal disease is non-reversible and you don't want to lose your teeth. So no, you brush your teeth for yourself and for nobody else. Please, just brush your teeth every day. Anyways, I just thought it's really so funny that he's like, you brush your hair, you brush your teeth. No, you brush your teeth because you don't want periodontal disease. And you wash yourself so you don't get bacterial infections in places you don't want. So hygiene is not an option. I mean, it is an option, but it's not the healthy option. Like, it's the healthy option. Washing yourself is the healthy option. Not washing yourself, not the healthy option. It's just purely for health and for you, not for anybody else. Or it shouldn't be.
Showing, and you know, it doesn't mean like, oh, I want girls to come up to me, but it's like, you're thinking, okay, there might be someone who I want to present myself well to. Doesn't mean you're going to speak to them, but you want to present yourself well because, you know, as a fitter person specifically, you're going to naturally have more people look at you. And then if you take the social media aspect of it, if you're an influencer, I know you know that people are going to be looking at you as a pinnacle of, oh, what are they wearing? How does their body look? So are you realistically going to tell me that you're going in there not?
I think this guy, the thing is, this guy, the reason he's not like relating to these people is because these people go to the gym without social media in mind for the moment. So they'll still post fitness content, but their fitness content time, their social media time is separate from their gym time. But for this guy, I truly believe that his gym time and social media time are very conflated. So when he goes to the gym, it's his exercise and social media time. He gets it all done at once. So I feel like that's why he's conflating it. Just because like it's the same thing to him. Like when you're at the gym time, social media time. I'm here to get my content, exercise, and go. Like that's it for him. Maybe he doesn't want other people, but yeah, he's dressing for attention for social media, for the video. And maybe he does want people to notice his gains, but at least for me, I don't care if people notice my gains. I don't want people to notice me. I want to be invisible for a little bit in case I fuck up, but you know.
Thinking about that at all, and it doesn't mean that, oh, you're narcissistic or you're not going there for the right reasons, but I do think that there is some element of I'm presenting myself for either social media or around people or my community in the best attractive, or let's take attractive out of it, present yourself in the best light. What do you think about
but
that?
wanting to present yourself in the best light, getting up in the morning, doing my hair, I'm putting on cologne, perfume, or make smell good, putting on a cute outfit doesn't mean that I'm doing that for attention. It means that's what makes me feel good.
Yeah,
That's how I enjoy it.
Right?
Listen, that's secondary. Just because I happen to get attention from it doesn't mean that I am taking those steps and doing those things because I'm in my mindset when I get to the gym, oh yeah, I need all eyes on me. No, actually, I don't want all eyes. I know I'm gonna get it, but I don't want you bothering me. I'm in the gym to work out, literally. And here's the thing, I put my headphones on. So I half the time they're not even on, I'll be honest. But it's just to keep the guys away and keep people from bugging me while I'm in there doing my work. work and getting my workout in. And I'm gonna take my selfie whether I'm sweaty or not, because it's authentic. I'm putting out authentic content. So the people you're talking about, they get dressed up just to go to the gym to film content. That's totally different.
Everyone here is speaking for themselves. I'm speaking more from I'm just gonna say a realistic standpoint of most people that go to the gym. I mean, the fitness clothing industry is worth billions of dollars, not because people are just going there to, whether they have headphones or not, they know that people want to present themselves in a way that's gonna get them feeling like, oh, hey, Susie just commented.
No, so the fitness clothing aspect of it, like, is more for performance than anything else. Like, at least for me, like, what I've seen, like, this shirt is dry wicking, like, it's more comfortable, it's this and that, like, that's what you buy clothes for. So you're, at least for the gym, like, you want clothes to be comfortable and you want it to be a performance enhancer. You don't want it to detract. Like, if I'm wearing a long sleeve, I need this long sleeve to be stretchy and I need it to be comfortable. Just because it's a gym outfit, like a gym brand, like let's say Young LA, right? If I buy from Young LA and I buy a long sleeve or a sports bra, I don't buy it to look good. It's a plus if it does, right? It's nice that it looks good. That way I can wear it more often and at home and wherever I want to. But does that mean that it's for attention? Absolutely not. It's 100% purely for the, like, you want to feel good in it, like physically.
John just said, oh, looking good today. That's a part of it.
I disagree with you because, okay, first and foremost, you're super young.
Okay.
You're in there to hit it. You're in there to pick up. You're in there to get dates. You're not. You can give a shit, to be honest with you. And there's the difference.
I care more about my physical appearance than being healthy.
This one, I see why she walked up. I wish it wasn't the case, but it's definitely true. I definitely care more about my physical appearance than being healthy. I also think that my physical appearance is a representation of my health. So they do go hand in hand, but I definitely think that if you are presenting in a certain way, like, I like to present myself as fit and healthy. Like, I want to be looked at like a strong person. So I want to look strong, right? And I want to look good for my mans, like, I want him to be like, you look great. You're looking amazing. Like, you look very strong. I love that you're getting more muscle. You're looking leaner. You look good. So yeah, of course I care about that. And to be honest, being healthy right now is hard for me to focus on because I don't have the money to buy the food that I need to be healthy. I don't have the money to or I don't have the time to be counting my macros and like making sure I'm doing super functional training, whatever the fuck. I just need what's easy and what I can do consistently and what I'm motivated for. When I look at myself, I can see progress. So like, that's what motivates me. When I can see like, oh, you know what? My bicep is popping out more. My shoulders are looking better. Like, I can finally start seeing my tricep a little bit more. Like, if I go like this, I could see, look, the ridge is getting a little bit bigger, but I still got a little bit of fat here. So like, all of these things I care more about than my current state of health. Just because it's more forefront in my mind and it's more present because I can literally look at myself. I can't measure my blood, level or, I can't do a CBC on myself every fucking day and see like my cholesterol's a little bit too high. Oopsie. Like I can't look at that every day, but I can look at my body every day.
AZ Blue has.
And also, if you're a bodybuilder and you are not stepping up for this, that is completely false because if you're a bodybuilder, you're probably on steroids. Steroids will fucking kill you, dog.
I'm a two-time Canadian bodybuilding champion, and I pushed myself as a competitive bodybuilder to extreme levels. Okay, that means I was using drugs, right, steroids, to get to that level. And so I agreed with the problem because I did prefer myself based more on how I looked because I was being judged on how I looked. So I would say unhealthy because I was using drugs at an extreme level. So yes, that's why I came up, because I was unhealthy. It's not healthy doing what we do as bodybuilders, taking drugs every day, dieting to extreme level, getting to a very low body fat. That's hard on your body. It's not healthy. It may look like we're healthy, but at the end of the day, we're not healthy internally. It's bad for your organs, your liver, kidneys. It's terrible. So I reached.
It's literally so bad for you. Being a bodybuilder is like, it's like on the same level as being obese, dude.
Top level, and once I became, Canadian bodybuilding champion, I was like, what am I doing with myself? Like, I'm burning myself out. I'm taking all these drugs. At that time in my career, I wasn't really making money from it. You compete, you win a show, you get a trophy. I'm like, hurting myself just to look good on stage. And I didn't see the juice wasn't worth the squeeze for me, so I retired, and so I'm no longer a competitive bodybuilder, but that's kind of where I got to.
Yeah. I'm definitely at a point where I'm better at focusing on being healthy, but I was, like I mentioned earlier, I was 200 pounds during the pandemic. That's when I started losing weight. I didn't start working out until afterwards. I got to 98 pounds. Obviously, not a healthy thing to do. And then people essentially were just telling me I was too skinny. First it was, oh, you're overweight, then it was, oh, you're too skinny. And so when I started lifting, it wasn't about health. I was like, okay, well, if I was overweight and too skinny, maybe I should, gain muscle. And for a huge part of that, like I was still under eating, still overtraining. I definitely a year ago looked my best, I would say. And then you just burn out. And so like this year, I definitely spent a lot less time working out and cutting. And I'm at a point where I am the most self-conscious that I've been in a long time. I'm looking back at my photos from last October and I just started 75 Hard. I'm trying to be as healthy as possible. I'm only a few days in and I've been marketing the heck out of it. But I mean, it's been like a week of doing like a big calorie deficit and already I feel exhausted. I can tell my hormones are out of whack. I've never personally done any sort of enhancing drugs, but the reason for that is because just overtraining and under eating alone messes with me mentally so much, and I'm back and I'm already doing it again. It's a very hard balance to be healthy and also aesthetic.
Yeah, I think a lot of the general public will look at people that are fit and shredded and don't realize what it takes to get to that level, to be under 10% body fat and be shredded, how they're eating, what drugs or supplements they're taking. It's hard on your body, for the most part. That's at least how it worked for me. I never felt great when I was shredded to the bone and my feet had no body fat at the bottom, so it hurt when I walked on the floor. Like that's how painful it was. So it's kind of a two-sided thing where you can look great, but you feel like shit.
Yeah, I completely agree with that.
All right, can we have a disagree step forward?
Yeah, so like definitely what she said, what Sienna said, a lot of women start out being like, I'm going to the gym because I want to look good, and eventually they can transition to being like, I want to be healthy and I want to be super strong, but it's always like this back and forth of like, oh, you're too overweight, oh, you're too skinny. Like a lot of women tend to deal with that just because the beauty standard is a lot harder, or not a lot harder, but a lot more verbal. With women. With men, it's a more underlying thing. So it's like, if you're not fit, you're just not gonna get women, and they're not gonna say anything to you. Your friends might bully you a little bit, but they'll never be like, you look disgusting, you look bad. And I'm mostly talking about social media wise, because a lot of times social media pushes you to just be that way. Like it's nasty. Social media is just mean sometimes. But yeah, I can definitely see her point. I see both of their points. Like bodybuilding is not healthy at all. The amount of, you have to basically get to like below 10% body fat if you're a man, and to like 15 or below 15 if you're a woman, which is severely unhealthy. You lose your period. It's very bad. A lot of bodybuilders are on PEDs, which is very dangerous. Should not do that. So yeah, not healthy.
I just want to say thank you for your share. Yeah, it takes a lot to admit to putting ourselves through those types of things for aesthetics.
Health versus how you look. I went down your road. I did the steroids. I competed. I was a monster. I did all that. But now that I'm older, I'm looking at it going, all that time behind me, I don't have a lot of time in front of me. Let's be super healthy now.
Bodybuilding as itself, it is unhealthy. I'll tell people. And then when people look at me when I'm like lean out and out, I'm like, first of all, you don't want to look like this. This is not realistic. What's realistic is this. This is real, like me having fat on myself, everything, like me feeling happy, me feeling healthy. Like I'll be honest, there are days that where like I just felt like shit. Like it's like you've competed at that level. So it's just like me coming to a realization of like wanting to be healthy and put that health, prioritize that. Cause I have a low one too, so that's another thing. Like my low stomach needs me, and like if I keep doing this, especially at this level, at the pro level, like it gets to a certain point. But then again, you make the decision whether or not to pursue it or not.
People think carrying a healthy, active life.
Absolutely. So it's a lot of times like you look at these people that are super ripped. Like they're like, it's crazy how fit they look. But this is where I think like fat acceptance kind of has a point where you can't look at someone and say, oh, you're healthy. You can't look at someone and just say that like out front, specifically when it comes to like when you have these like within the normal range, you can't really say that. Like these people, they all look great, but I bet half of them like don't have as much endurance as somebody who maybe does not look as fit, So just because you look super fit doesn't necessarily mean that you are. It's more likely that you are though. Or it doesn't mean that you're healthy, because they're probably fit, but are they as healthy as somebody else who does not do PEDs? No.
Style is something that's difficult, when in fact it's not. It's just a choice. Yeah, it's literally a choice, and it's the simple things. Eating right, eating throughout the day consistently, making sure that you're not slowing the metabolism down, incorporating the weight training, incorporating strength training, incorporating cardio, proper cardio, because all cardio is not designed the same. Understanding those components, understanding the macronutrients and what to eat and how to eat consistently, and then taking away the bad foods. That's the biggest thing, because that's what putting on healthy weight on you to begin with. Once you do that, you have a beautiful end result.
I want to say it's not the easiest route though. Like it does take willpower to be healthy and make those right choices.
Sure. Consistency. It's what it is.
Consistency. Developing habits.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, a desire, dedication. It has to be something within you that says, I want better, and I'm going to prioritize my health over choosing this unhealthy lifestyle, which may be satisfying, which may be fun, but at the end of the day, am I getting healthier?
Absolutely. So the thing is like you being healthy is almost fully individual behavior. I think there's like a chart out there that exists. It's like almost your health is based like 40% on healthcare and 30% on genetics, 15% on social level, like, you know, socioeconomic level, and then I think the rest was like healthcare, right? So I don't know what the full thing is, but it has like the big range. But the majority of your health is either genetic or individual behavior, with the majority being individual behavior. Why is that the case? Genetics. There's things that you can't control. If you have freaking, you know, like if you're born with a disorder that like you can't metabolize shit as well as other people, like, yeah, you kind of got fucked. Or if you're more prone to certain cancers, or if you're more prone to this or that. Now, your individual behaviors and your genetics work hand in hand and in concert with each other. Just because your individual behaviors is what triggers your genetics to become active or not. You can be more prone to alcoholism, but if you never drink, that is not going to become activated, and it's not going to be a factor in your life. So you've basically just helped your health a huge amount by avoiding negative behaviors. Let's say you're more prone to colon cancer and you eat fast food every day. Like, that's really bad. You have been pushing yourself towards this trigger that you're going to get colon cancer. But if you know that you're like, if colon cancer runs in your family, you should probably avoid fast foods and preserved foods, just because those preservatives tend to trigger that reaction. Now, that's not to say if your family has never had a history of colon cancer that you're not going to get it just because you don't eat fast food. It's like a fucking dice, man. You can roll it, you can get it, you cannot. It's hard to know what your health is when there's so many confounding factors. But the best part about it is that 40% is based on your action and maybe a little bit more. Because if 30% is genetic, and if you can avoid those negative triggers from your genetics, that percentage is lowered a huge amount. So just take that into account. You have so much choice in your life, and it's hard to keep that willpower, but just keep thinking, like, you know what? If I make good decisions, I could be healthy. And even if I have to like push a little bit harder and do a little bit more, like it's worth it. I'll live longer, I'll be happier, my body will be healthier, I could do more things. So yeah, at least, yeah, that's what health is, basically. Synopsis. So this is just health versus aesthetic, I think.
I can do the most push-ups than anyone here.
Oh, we're gonna skip this shit.
Burnout.
Oh my god, every time like I skip ahead or do anything, the ads are just like, hey, I'm an ad, here I am. Let's see.
So this will be a little bit activity based too.
Okay.
Oh, he's at 80.
They're dynamic in there too. Guess what? They might not be getting attention at home. They might. There's not very many of us.
So what is this? Male trainers are given preference over female trainers. Is that the rest of this? Because I don't really want to talk about that too much. I don't really know a lot about trainers. I'm envious of someone else's physique in this room. Of course I'm envious of everybody's physique. They all look great. You know, they look great. Would I do PEDs to get there? Absolutely not. But, you know, I think they all look great. Is there anything else? I think that's it. The envious of someone else's physique is basically just them going back and forth and being like, I respect all of you guys, you all look great. Envious, I don't know if I'm envious, but like, I like your arms, I like this about you, and like, it's basically all of them just complimenting each other for like a whole fucking 30 minutes. So we're just gonna avoid that section. And we've reached, I think we're gonna just do 10 more minutes of this, just because, we're basically done. Basically, we're done with this video. So, I'm super, like, glad that I kind of got it in a decent amount of time. I think we did a pretty good job of covering the most important things in that video, especially the things I wanted to talk about more than, you know, some other things. And if you want to watch it, it will be in the description. I'm just going to do my little spiel real quick and give out my final thoughts. So, this is basically just all of my opinions. I am a normal human being, I'm a vet student, and You know, like, you can either take what I say with whatever you want, but I don't, you know, everyone's opinions are a little bit different. I think, like, it was a pretty productive conversation between all of them. I think it was very good to have they're not super opposing, but they were definitely very good about kind of getting their opposing views and understanding, like, you know what, we're just gonna disagree with this. Like, it's okay if we disagree a little bit. So I really liked that. They did a great job of picking the people. I think it wasn't very polarizing people, because there was another one, which is fit versus fat men. I wanted to do that one, but there were a few people in there that were very obnoxious, and I'm definitely talking about Myron, and I'm not talking about Coach Greg at all. He was not annoying. Hashtag Coach Greg, I love you. No, I'm just kidding. You know, it was a hard video to watch because there was a lot that was just so strange in that video. I don't know, it's a whack video. I watched it and I thought about reacting to it on the channel, but it just wasn't, I don't think it was a productive enough conversation. I think this is the video that this is the kind of content that I wanted out of that, rather than whatever that was. There's another one, which is fit women versus fat women, which was, how do I say this? It was okay. I still felt like the women were just way too nice. There was a whole thing, it was like, do you think I'm obese? Like, yes, you are obese. And then the lady was like, no, you're not obese. It's okay. Like, medically, yeah, you're obese, but, you know, I don't really want to say anything mean to you. So, I definitely don't think that conversation was basically usable at all. I was like, I really want to do a Jubilee one, and then I saw this one, and it was so good. I felt like a lot of good points were brought up about the fitness industry and just about, like, just human dynamics. So definitely, this was a very good video. I really liked it. But yeah, I feel like I agreed with a lot of what they said and disagreed with some of what they said. The comments were kind of whack. Let me see if I could read a few of the comments, just because I feel like they were kind of rude to the people. Let me see if I can find one of the comments. So many of these people contradicted themselves the entire time. I don't think they contradicted each other, like, themselves. I just think that it was more about the nuance, and people weren't understanding the nuance of the situation. I think the part that they're talking about is, like, I'm not judging people, and then, like, I'm looking at people to see what I like about them. It's like, it's not the same as, like, looking at someone and judging them and looking at people around and then being like, oh shit, you look good. Which is kind of what I was saying. Like, you don't look at people in the gym and you're like, oh, you know, this person's ugly, this person's not fit, this person isn't this or that. You go there and you're like, oh shit, you know, you look at these people, like anybody at the gym, and you're basically never judging them unless they're being assholes, you know. I don't think I've ever gone to the gym and been like, that person needs to work out more, that person's nasty, ew. I always look at people and I always think, wow, look at their arms, like, that lady has crazy arms, wow, like, amazing, I wish I had those shoulders. Or like, wow, look at those legs, I wish I had those, like, look at how much they're lifting, holy shit, I wish I could lift that much, like, look at their abs, that's crazy, you know, like, oh my god, look at their outfit, I love their outfit. Like, it's never negative thoughts, at least, like, from the people that I've spoken to who go to the gym. I've never seen people have, unless they're roid raged, they're not normal people, but like, generally people are very positive at the gym. And of course you have people that go there to Google and look sexy and whatever, and then to look at the sexy people, you know. There's tons and tons of different people at the gym. You can generalize, but you always have to come up, there will always be exceptions. And especially with the part where he said that it was about aesthetics, I feel like they kind of live in a little bit of a bubble with bodybuilding. I don't think everything is for, like, attention or to be judged. But yeah, so what is it? The mindset of the older white lady is exactly why I would never feel safe or comfortable at the gym. If someone's gonna be staring and checking me out because they think I'm there so that men will oogle me, that's absolutely bogus. And I don't think that's what she was saying, that men are there to oogle every single woman. But we all know that there's a type of person that goes there that is wearing something that is completely absurd to be wearing at the gym. I'm talking about the butt scrunchy shorts that show half their ass, that basically looks like a bikini bottom, and a bra. Like, that's not... Okay. I don't understand how that could be comfortable. If the fucking thong is going up your ass, and you're trying to squat, and it's pushing up your booty hole, like, how is that comfortable? Please, someone enlighten me. How is that comfortable for you? Especially when something is up your butt crack. Please, enlighten me. I don't like having things up my butt crack. I probably shouldn't have said that. That's gonna be like, out of context, that sounds so weird. In context, it doesn't sound any better. But yeah, we've hit the 2-hour mark, so I will be saying my goodbyes. It was not super long. I'm glad, because I really need to study. So here are my goodbyes. Please like if you liked the video. Please comment if you have any thoughts about this. If you disagree with anything I said, definitely comment, let me know. If you think I'm being an asshole, comment, let me know. I don't give a shit. Dislike the video if you want. Do whatever you like. I have a Discord if you want to join there and have some conversations. I'm not super active on there. I do look at every message though. That is there, but I don't personally go in and message and start conversations just because I have a lot of school and I'm usually at school. So you can join the Discord. I'll link my TikTok and my Instagram as well. Not super on those apps. I'm mostly on YouTube. So if you want to see any of my content, please just check it out here. I have been posting a few things on TikTok whenever I'm free. So you can look at those. They're a little bit cringy, so if you enjoy cringe, you can go watch those. TikTok, Discord, Instagram. I don't know what else. Like, comment, subscribe, yada yada. All the good stuff. And I will be doing a study with me tomorrow on my second channel, which I will link down below as well. So I hope you enjoyed. If you want to watch this video in its entirety for yourself, the link will also be in the description. So I will see you guys next week, Saturday, or tomorrow if you want to go on my second channel. So, arrivederci, my friends. See you tomorrow if you want to pop by, and if not, see you next weekend.